This is the Qtv Nightly News, which is also on Q Radio 103.3 FM. And I am Amna Buka. Thank you for joining us. Here are the headlines. President Adama Barrow on Saturday inaugurated the 12-kilometer Brufut-Madiana Road, a landmark infrastructure project expected to ease transportation and transform the socio-economic landscape of several communities. President Barrow this evening received the final report of the Commission of Inquiry into the conduct of local government councils, ending over 2 years of public hearings into alleged financial and administrative irregularities across the country's councils. Rice farmers in Sutukoba village in the Upper River region are facing challenges in rice cultivation as they work tirelessly to protect their only livelihood. The Indian Institute of Hardware Technology Gambia, IIHT Gambia, on Saturday held its 5th graduation ceremony with 423 students graduating in various fields of study. In international news, Africa's top social media personalities, including a representative from the Gambia, gathered in Ethiopia for the inaugural African Social Media Influencers Summit, ASMIS 2026, aimed at reshaping the continent's global image through digital storytelling. Those were the headlines. Now the news in detail. Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. Now, President Adama Barrow on Saturday inaugurated the 12-kilometer Brufut-Madiana Road, a landmark infrastructure project expected to ease transportation and transform the socio-economic landscape of several communities in the West Coast region. Ansumana Esonyasi was at the event and he now reports.
Flooding and a source of frustration for the communities of Madiana, Banyaka and Mariama Kunda. The commissioning of this 12-kilometer road marks the end of decades of hardship and the beginning of a new era of development and connectivity with the rest of the country, particularly major business centers in the Greater Banjul area. The ceremony brought together community leaders, government officials and residents, many of whom reflected emotionally on the long-standing challenges caused by the road's poor condition. Speaking at the event, the Alcalo of Madiana, Sanusi Mane, Chief of Sani Mentereng Mamudu Bojang, and West Coast Region Governor Usman Bojang recounted the hardships endured by residents, particularly during the rainy season.
For decades, we watched helplessly as our community struggled. Our children miss school. Our women who work so hard in their gardens watch on helplessly as their farm produce perished. The hardship we have had to endure for years is over. All thanks to President Barrow and his government. Now, we do not have to worry anymore. This project is enough testimony of the President's commitment to ensuring that all Gambians have access to good roads, quality health care, and other services.
Community representatives Suleiman Baji and Salih Kamara described how women were forced to wake as early as 4 a.m. to transport farm produce to the Serakunda market because of the road's deplorable condition. They also highlighted that school children frequently missed classes and entire villages became inaccessible for days whenever heavy rains cut off transportation links. Meanwhile, Managing Director of the National Roads Authority, Suleiman Suare Jane, said the newly completed road will directly benefit more than 80,000 people across the 4 beneficiary communities of Brufut, Madiana, Banyaka and Kunkujang Mariama.
This road corridor will further support socio-economic integration, stimulate local commerce, strengthen agriculture, and enhance access to essential social services, particularly for women.
Addressing residents at the inauguration, President Barrow described the road as a corridor of opportunities that will connect communities to the wider national economy and create new prospects for trade and development, adding that the project reflects his administration's commitment to delivering impactful infrastructure that improves the daily lives of Gambians and promotes inclusive national development.
Irua means development, and development must be seen and felt in the daily lives of the people. It must not be mere theory or rhetoric. Rather, it must reach all the people.
As they welcome the completion of the road, residents of Madiana, Banyaka and Kunkujang Mariama expressed optimism that the project will reduce travel time, improve access to essential services, and open up new economic opportunities for farmers, traders and young people in the area and across the West Coast region. Ansmane Sonyase for Qtv News.
President Adama Barrow this evening received the final report of the Commission of Inquiry into the conduct of local government councils, ending over 2 years of public hearings into alleged financial and administrative irregularities across the country's council. As Aliu Cisse reports, President Barrow gave assurances of full implementation of recommendations according to the law.
The report was presented today at the State House by the Commission's chairperson, Jennifer Basambu, following extensive public hearings that drew over 250 testimonies involving council officials, administrators, finance officers, auditors and other witnesses. The commission was established by President Barrow in February 2023 after the government received complaints relating to the management of public resources within several councils. Its mandate focused on the financial and administrative operations of councils between May 2018 and January 2023. Presenting the report, Chairperson Jennifer Basambu said the inquiry uncovered widespread systematic weaknesses affecting governance and financial management across councils.
In all the councils, Your Excellency, the Commission found recurring weaknesses in financial control, revenue administration, procurement compliance, banking discipline, record keeping, internal audit effectiveness, payroll control, land administration, contract management, and oversight enforcement.
While thanking commissioners and entire support staff, she warned that public trust in governance weakens when accountability mechanisms fail.
In many instances, the problem was not the absence of rules, but the normalization of departure from rules. Where procedures became optional, Your Excellency, public resources becomes vulnerable. Where documentation failed, accountability weakens. Where oversight slept, irregularity matured into practice.
Receiving the report, President Barrow described the inquiry as part of the government's broader commitment to institutional reforms, transparency and accountability within local government structures.
We will thoroughly and impartially review the Commission's findings and recommendations. Then, government will prepare and issue a white paper outlining its position and the next steps and actions to take.
President Barrow said recommendations accepted by the government will be implemented in accordance with the Constitution and the law.
Let me clearly state that in fulfillment of government's responsibilities, no person will suffer any injustice treatment. All persons affected by the recommendation of the Commission will have their right to a fair hearing respected, and every action taken will be within the confines of the law.
During its hearings, the Commission examined issues ranging from alleged mismanagement of council funds, questionable loan procedures, irregular withdrawals from council accounts, staffing concerns, salary increment, and the recruitment of consultants and contractors. Now that the report has been formally presented to the President, the government is now expected to study the report and determine appropriate actions in response to the Commission's findings and recommendations. How long this will take remains unknown at the moment. Reporting for Qtv News, I am Aliu Cisse.
Rice farmers in Sutukoba village in the Upper River region are struggling to cultivate rice under extremely difficult conditions. Despite poor irrigation systems, rising fuel costs and constant animal intrusion, the farmers continue to work tirelessly to protect their only livelihood. Osman Jatta visited the swamps with the Korea Partnership for Innovation for Agriculture (KOPIA) and prepared this report.
These green rice fields are the pride and hope of Sutukoba village. Every day, farmers travel long distances on foot, by donkey cart or on motorbikes to reach their farms hidden deep inside the swamps. For many families here, rice farming is not just agriculture. Faraba Jabi, one of the farmers, explained the challenges they continue to face.
The major problem we face is that the farmland is not properly leveled. Since 2015, we have been struggling to develop this place ourselves. We cleared the land, hired the tractors for plowing, and used spades and pickaxe to dig canals and build embankments. The work is extremely difficult.
This aging generator is the community's lifeline. For nearly 8 hours every day, it pumps water directly from the River Gambia into the rice fields to prevent the crops from drying out. But whenever the machine breaks down, the fields are left without water for days while farmers wait for a mechanic from Basse. For farmers like Madi Jata, the rising cost of fuel now threatens their chances of a successful harvest.
Our biggest worry is whether this rice will survive until harvest, because fuel prices keep increasing. That is a serious burden for us. We are appealing for support from the government.
In Sutukoba, rice farming is more than a tradition. It provides food for families, income for households, and hope for the future. Women are among those carrying the burden of the hard labor. Nja Fofana says rice farming has transformed many homes in the village.
This rice farming has brought many benefits to our lives. Before, our husbands mainly cultivate coarse grains, but it was difficult to improve our living conditions.
Despite their determination, the farmers face another daily struggle: animals invading their fields and destroying crops. According to the farmers, cattle from neighboring communities including Kolikunda and Bajakunda regularly enter the swamps. Amid the challenges, support from the Korea Partnership for Innovation of Agriculture, widely known as COPIA, has brought renewed hope to the farmers. Arafang Jabe expressed gratitude on behalf of the farmers.
We are very happy because COPIA provided us with this improved rice variety called ISRI 7. Before this intervention, we had never received this level of support.
Sang Bukli, a researcher affiliated with Africa Rice, has also been working closely with farmers in the development and introduction of improved rice varieties.
You can contact COPIA. I will help. I will come here anytime.
The story of Sutukoba rice farmers reflects the realities faced by many rural farming communities across the Gambia. Yet, despite the hardships, these farmers remain determined to cultivate the land that feeds their families and sustains their community. They are now calling on the government and development partners to support their efforts and protect their only source of livelihood. Osman Jata, QTV News.
The report by Osman Jata will take us on a commercial break. When we return, we have more national and international news stories. Do stay tuned. Welcome back. If you're just tuning in, this is the QTV Nightly News, and I am Mam Nabuka. The Indian Institute of Hardware Technology, IIHT Gambia, on Saturday celebrated its 5th graduation ceremony with 423 students graduating in various fields including database management, cybersecurity, multimedia software development, networking, and artificial intelligence. Yavatugay tells us more.
We have been trained to make things functional, and now it's our turn to make them meaningful.
That was Joseph Paul Gomez, a graduating student who delivered the valedictorian message. IIHT Gambia is one of the country's most prominent ICT training institutions, offering diploma, degree and certificate programs to equip Gambians with the practical, digital and technical skills needed in today's technology-driven world. Usman Ba, founder of IIHT Gambia, highlighted the growing importance of technology in modern society, noting that ICT continues to shape every aspect of life.
As Nigerian author and innovator Nidi Okrafoa observed, Africa is not waiting to be served. Africa is building its own future. The future will be increasingly be driven by young Africans equipped with digital skills, entrepreneurial thinking, and global ambition.
The guest speaker, Halifa Saleh, and the motivational speaker, Pastor Francis Forbes, encouraged graduates to embrace self-development, sustainability, and nation building.
You are
the builders of an economy. And each of you sitting there must see that you are part of that process of building a nation and building a resilient economy.
I want to leave you by saying, push the system, force the Gambia to go forward, force our government to go forward, force the political parties, force the religious organizations.
Babukar Boy, the Minister of Public Service, represented the Vice President of the Gambia. Meanwhile, Sidi Keita, the Minister of Finance and Economic Affairs, representing the Minister of Higher Education, Research, Science and Technology, stressed the importance of equipping youth with skills to drive national development.
You possess skills that position you not only as job seekers, but also as job creators, innovators, and contributors to economic growth and national progress.
In the Gambia, we recognize that investing in digital education is investing in our future.
Bakari Waibaji, the Minister of Youth and Sports, spoke on the significance of building a digitally empowered nation, urging the country to train homegrown innovators and problem solvers capable of tackling local challenges through technology.
The way forward is to be able to have homegrown engineers, to be able to have homegrown ideas that are contributing to solving the local problems that we as a country have.
The graduates also showcased their software engineering project, demonstrating their readiness to join the workforce. The ceremony was attended by government officials, ICT professionals, graduates, families, and the community. Reporting for QTV News, this is Yafatugay.
Sephora Cooperative Credit Union on Saturday inaugurated its new office building in Darsilami village, marking a major milestone in building stronger communities and bringing a brighter financial future closer to the community. Here is Pakabasuso.
Sephora Cooperative Credit Union started 20 years ago as a study group with just over 50 members, with the aim of solving their financial challenges. 5 years later, it was registered as a fully fledged credit union. It is now firmly established as a community-based credit union, which now has over 3,000 members, over $75 million of mobilized savings, and over 7 branches across the country, serving both members and communities with affordable financial services. The opening of Sephora Cooperative Credit Union's Darsilami office reaffirms the meaning of the word Sephora, which means togetherness in the Jola language. Speaking at the event, Alhaji Suleiman Gay, the board chairman of Sephora Cooperative Credit Union, and Patrick Mendy, the deputy CEO of the National Association of Cooperative Credit Unions, NACOC, spoke of the significance of this event.
I am proud to state that the management of Sephora Cooperative Credit Union, under the capable leadership of his General Manager, Bakari Bojang, and his dedicated staff team, executed this mandate with excellence.
So NACOC has an apex. We are thinking of building credit unions that are strong through strategic consolidation. We need to look at viability. There is no option without mergers. There is no option without consolidation.
Bakari Bojang, the general manager of Sephora Cooperative Credit Union, said Sephora's journey to where it is now underscores its commitment to service delivery despite some challenges along the way. He thanked Sephora staff for their effort in working round the clock and NACOC for their guidance, while urging the residents of Darsilami and surrounding communities to take ownership of the new branch. Tabali Bojang Alkalo Darsilami village welcomed the opening of this new branch.
The credit union is a not-for-profit cooperative financial institution owned and controlled by the members rather than stakeholders. They offer traditional banking service such as savings account, loans, and credit cards.
Nima Gomez, a loan officer with Sephora Cooperative Credit Union, said the credit union offers different types of loans, including emergency loan, personal loan, building loan, sutural loan, educational loan, agricultural loan, business loan, among others, with minimum interest and excellent payment plan, all aimed towards improving lives and livelihoods in the Gambia. Sofora Cooperative Credit Union's new office building in Dar Silame is more than just another structure. It symbolizes and underscores the remarkable journey of the cooperative union and their commitment to building stronger communities and bringing brighter financial future closer to the people. For QTV News, Pankaba Suso.
In international news, Africa's top social media personalities, including a representative from the Gambia, gathered in Ethiopia for the inaugural African Social Media Influencers Summit ASMIS 2026, aimed at reshaping the continent's global image through digital storytelling. Adedarame tells us more.
Over 2 days, on the 7th and 8th of May, ASMIS 2026 brought together some of the continent's biggest digital voices under one roof, or several roofs, as they also found time to visit other places. More than 60 content creators from over 30 African countries attended the summit in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, and Gambia was not left out, as Sida Job was there representing for us. The summit also focused on the changing global perceptions of Africa by encouraging Africans to tell their own stories through social media and digital content creation. Among the notable attendees were Ghanaian YouTuber Wode Maya, Botswana's comedian William Last KRM, and Ugandan content creator Nyako Nyako, all of whom have millions of followers across various social media platforms.
The new transformation that is
Speaking on the first day of the summit, one of Africa's most well-known influencers, the Ghanaian Wode Maya, spoke for many when he said, "Africa has beautiful stories, and Africans must be the one to tell those stories to the world." Having been taken on tours to various parts of Ethiopia, many participants praised Ethiopia's rapid development and hospitality, with some influencers going so far as to describe Addis Ababa as the Dubai of Africa. Another influencer with millions of followers, Botswana William Laske RM, also spoke about the event in a similar vein to that of Wode Maya when he said, "We need to show the real Africa, the positive side, the progress, the talent, and the opportunities." Participants also attended masterclasses by global technology partners including TikTok, Meta, and X, as organizers pushed for stronger collaboration among African creators. A strong element of the event was the theme of collaboration, best exemplified by Nyako Nyako from Uganda, who also has millions of followers online. She said, "When African creators collaborate, we become stronger and our voices reach much further." Organizers say their aim is for ASMIS to become Africa's leading platform for digital creators, helping to shape a new narrative of innovation, creativity, and continental unity. Judging by the apparent success of this summit, they may already be on the way towards achieving that aim. For QTV News, this is Ade Darami.
That's all we have for this bulletin. Join us tomorrow at 8 p.m. for another bulletin. Thanks for watching.